He is a great speaker.
So in the intangible department,
he's great.
It's like really, really good, Brett.
Yeah.
All right. So first, Ty Montgomery made a mistake for the ages yesterday when he decided to run the ball out of the end zone on a kickoff return instead of taking a knee. That fumble prevented the king of clutch, Aaron Rodgers, from getting a chance to win the game. So an anonymous Packer had more insight on Montgomery's decision. He told Mike Silver of NFL.com they took him out on the previous drive for a play, and he slammed his helmet and threw a fit. Then before the kickoff, they told him to take a knee, and he ran it out anyway. You know what that was? That was him saying, I'm going to do me. It's a bleeping joke. The player also added, I mean, what the bleep are you doing? You've got Aaron Rodgers, the best I've ever seen. You're going to take that risk. I mean, it's 12. All you have to do is give him the ball, and you know what's going to happen, which is basically what everyone else in the entire world felt when they saw him fumble that ball.
I mean, for Ty Montgomery went to Stanford. He's a smart dude. He's been in the league. He's a smart dude. This is a good football operation. Aaron Rodgers needs a field goal.
I mean, that's just an ego play there.
That's a total ego. It's like Ty. You're a smart dude.
I mean, it's textbook. Like, the only thing that you have to do in that situation is not make the exact mistake that you made. Yep. And you did it because of ego.
Yes.
Because there's no way that the coach didn't tell you to take a knee. The coach shouldn't even have to tell you to take a knee in that situation. This is your job. You know that you're supposed to take a knee and give the ball to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And so it really is your fault. Yeah. I mean, there's rare situations in a game where you're like, no, that's on you. Like, it's not the very end of the game. You're not scrambling trying to make something happen in the last second. You make a mistake. There's 2 minutes left and you have a timeout. You have to give Aaron Rodgers the ball.
That's called football, bad situational football. Gurley, 52 seconds later, great situational football. And again, I'll say it, this is not college football. These he wins the Super Bowl. The New England game, Brady has the ball with a minute left. The Atlanta game, Julio Jones in the end zone corner. You can lose that. I mean, you just forget. This is not college football. Situations win games.
It's really not who wins the game. It's who doesn't mess up.
Mostly.
And
late.
And you have the opportunity to not mess up. It could have not been on you. So sticking with that game, what you just mentioned, Todd Gurley drew the ire of fantasy football and Vegas critics after his decision stopped short of the goal line instead of scoring another touchdown. And here is Gurley on that decision.
Well, this is a big win. Your fantasy people might not be happy with the ending there.
Nah, forget fantasy and forget Vegas today. We got the win, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. And listen, I bet football games, and I couldn't care less. If I got more of that from players, this reminds me of what the Steelers have struggled with this year. They've had a little too much me over we, and it's really cool that in a city like L.A., which elevates stars, that the MVP of your football team's like, no, I'm good. I don't need to score. It's not about me. It's about us. I love that.
Forget the MVP of the football team. He may be the MVP of the league this year, but that's the whole beat the Rams have this year, though. That's why we're always talking about how you don't see them out and you don't hear a lot from them because they're all really on the same page, and that's the reason why they're winning. Like they all are all adapting that Belichickian one goal, one voice thing, and that's a perfect example of that. I mean, that is a complete contrast of what happened with the Packers and the Rams in that situation. Also, I mean, look, I play fantasy football. I don't gamble, but I play fantasy football. I can assure you, they don't care.
Yeah.
At all. Finally, the Cavs announced the firing of Ty Lue yesterday. He talked about it at the beginning of the show. Both Cleveland teams are without coaches right now. They added Larry Drew would take over as the interim head coach. And according to Joe Varden of The Athletic, Cav players are not happy about the decision. Sources told Varden the players are pissed. Lue's a players coach who is partial to veterans, and his partiality toward them might have played a role in his dismissal. Kobe Altman and Lue have been at loggerheads over playing time and the general direction of the team since the start of training camp. They are 0-6, and they last lost to the Pacers 119-107.
Yeah.
So I can't say that I'm surprised, although the firing of Ty Lue 6 games into the season kind of feels like maybe you just figured this out before the season
started. It kind of feels like Cleveland.
It is Cleveland, but we've seen this with other organizations as well. I just feel like there's more to the story when it comes down to this. Like you went through all of training camp the whole summer, like you know who Ty Lue is, and you just lost LeBron James. I mean, I know that Tristan Thompson set very high standards in the Eastern Conference Finals, the finals 4 years in a row. We know who got you there, right? It wasn't you, Tristan. And it wasn't Ty Lue.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to Ty Lue, but it was LeBron James, and you just lost him. You have to give your organization some time to recover. When you got LeBron James in your organization, you put everything around him. You have a very short window to win championships in sports, so you leverage everything around what LeBron wants. And it's probably not going to work when he leaves. But I don't know. 6 games into the season feels a little like something else is going on. But I mean, Larry Drew is a good coach. It's not like they're in a terrible situation. So,
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping.